Good morning. What's the time? 5 to 10. Anybody there? Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And are you staying home and are you crafting? Come on, who's there with me? Have we got any friends in the building apart from Paul? Paul, is the sound okay? Do let me know. Do let me know, dear. Paul's on his way up to the TV studios after the SHAC to get ready for the big 6 o'clock launch with Josie Davidson's wonderful Prince's plates. Aye, yes, that'll be wonderful. And yeah, so he's off. Hopefully the traffic won't be too bad. And we're staying safe and we're still in Camelot, but today's the last day. The bus is leaving the jousting tournament. So we better just finish up and colour in. Sound all clear. Thank you, Paul. Oh, here they come. Got the wrong glasses on. All I can see is a blur. Good morning, ladies and gents. Come on in. Hello, Roz. Nice to have your company. Now, let's see. We've been here for weeks now. If we're in the bleachers, we're going to have one hell of a tan. I've really enjoyed staying at Camelot and doing the scrolls and the writing, but I think today we're going to just tidy it up and we'll give you a couple of pointers and then we'll see where we go. Good morning, Ken. Nice to have your company. Yeah, and then on Monday, so that I don't forget to tell you, on Monday at 10 o'clock, the next time we convene in the SHAC, we'll be going to the Fedotova, the Marina Fedotova postcards. Yeah, because it'll be a nice little Monday, Wednesday session. I'll think of something really smashing, a little trick or some little colouring trick or doodle trick, and then we'll do that next week, okay? We need to travel gently. That's what we need to do. Life is a little bit harsh at the moment, and we need to find the gentle spots. The sunny, shady spots. Hey? Yeah, we do. I've got pottery this afternoon. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I always look forward to pottery. I was doing pottery last night until 10 o'clock. It calms me. What do you do to calm you? Do you colour? Do you doodle? Do you sew? Do you knit? What do you do to calm down? It always works, you know, staying with your hands. I mean, that's what the whole SHAC's been about, hasn't it? Get out of your head and stay with your hands. Stay busy with your hands, doodling. And so we've been doodling, then we've been doing this wonderful Camelot tapestry. And there are lots of little bits and pieces that I want to finish today. I worked on my horses. I like my horse's blankets. I left one of my nights empty because I wanted to show you. I was really impressed with these silver, and see the silver on here? See the silver? Let's go up close on the third camera and see if you can see it better there. Right, so we've got the silver on the knight. Here he is. There, see that? Metallic. And then the other one's gold. I wanted to show you that. Hilda Smith started crocheting again. Lovely. Colouring in to relax. I cuddle my ferret. Oh, Sue, I cuddle my kittens. Lovely. You play loud rock music, do you, Jane? Isn't that interesting what we do to calm our nerves? I love it. I do parchment, Karen. Yeah, I get that. And I do pottery. I do colouring in. Judith, gardening, doodling, knitting and crochet. Camelot was finished a week ago. Was it? No, A5, yeah. So what I'm showing you here, if you have a look, you can see those metallic polychromos pencils. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure that Paul will be able to give you the links if you're interested in those metallic pencils, if he hasn't already. Yeah, I'm sure he has. These pencils are very impressive, you know, really impressive. And bear in mind, we're working on a nice buff paper as well, so they really show up. It's lovely. So what I thought I'd do, I thought what we could do, I've got my tester, so I've got my silver, and I've got my gold. If you got the 12 polychromos pencils that we put together to supplement the pergaliner pencils, you know, when we're colouring in, look, and I tell you what one's this? This is the copper. It is really nice. The copper is really nice too. Yeah, I think you can get these individually as well. I don't think you even have to buy all 12 of them if you've got the greys and the beiges and that. So I thought what we could do is do some little finishing areas, do the border, write Camelot in the gap. Have you got a gap? I've still got my gap. I want to do a little drop shadow along this pelmet. Let's have a look. Should we go in a little bit closer? Yeah, I think tonight's going to be a big event at 6 o'clock for our Paul and Josie. Been a lot of work, but I think we're going to have a really good time, and I wish Paul all the very, very best. He works so hard, but then you all know that, don't you? And yesterday, wasn't it great seeing Linda in the SHAC in the Groovy Tuesday with Paul? That's something that we want to pursue for sure. I think. Now let's see. I want to colour in the pelmet. Yeah, so I spoke to Linda and she said that she would be happy to do that whenever she can, which is great news for Paul and me, because it's great to be three of us doing it now. And it'd be brilliant for you, because I was watching yesterday and I thought, crikey, you can really it's like having a front row seat, isn't it? At the cinema, you can really see the detail. And the thing about Linda is she does go into the detail, you know, and she breaks it down for you so well. I think it's exciting that Jim figured out how to get this three-way system going. Well done, Jim. Teamwork makes the dream work and all that, eh? Right, so I've got that one in. Now, we'll just work our way down a little bit. Try not to spit at your artwork, Barbara. Now, let me see. I want to get the white one. So I've got a white one like that. I've got, where's that other posh white one? Right, here we go. Don't matter. Pergaliners. Right, we'll just add a little bit to the railing. Let's put a bit of white along the railing, just along the middle. And then what we'll do is we'll add a bit of drop shadow. So don't press too hard. You know what it's like with these pergaliners or polychromos. If you press too hard, you get like a sheen. And then when you get a sheen, you seal it, and then it's difficult to add more layers. So the trick with these oil-based pencils is to add layers. So we'll get our white in there, like this. There we go. There. And then, once we've done that, let's take a grey. Grey. Now, yeah, hang on a minute. Julie gave me a present yesterday. Oh, look. What would I do without Julie? Isn't that great? Because my pencil was down to a stub, me light grey. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Julie. Cold grey too. So what I'll do now is, this is a great one just for sort of starting the shade, you know. So I just add a little bit at the top and the bottom with the light grey. There you go, just go along there like that. Leave the white in the middle. The white will get whiter as the outside gets darker, you see. Let's take another darker grey. What have we got here? See, all these pencils, if you haven't got a set of these, the 12 polychromos are worth having. They are. The ones with the metallics. I think we've got them all still, have we, Paul? The set of 12. It's very difficult at the moment. Supplies, getting supplies is a bit of a challenge. But this is a global thing. This is nothing to do with clarity. It's nothing that we're doing wrong. It's worldwide. So I know that we should have, see, so as you put the darker colour in now, what you'll see is that the white in the middle suddenly starts to pop. There we go. And relax. And relax, eh? Can you hear the birds? Yeah. All will be well. Let's just take it one day at a time, eh? That's a good thing. Isn't it? Do you know, on Saturday, on Friday, I'm going over to my parents and I'm going to stay the night and spend some time with Mum and Dad. And then on Saturday, I'm bringing them over to Edenbridge, to the factory, because they haven't even seen the new building. You know, it's been 1.25 years, nearly 1.5 years we've been paying rent on that building, and my parents haven't even seen it yet. That's saying something, isn't it? Yeah. It's just the way it's been, isn't it? There, that looks good, doesn't it? Bit of light. Are you still colouring in with me? There. Nice. And then what we'll do is, it's a bit bright, isn't it? I think it definitely had a lick of paint here. Yes, I'm looking forward to Friday, to seeing my parents and then spending the day on Saturday. And then if the weather permitting, I'll prepare something nice to eat in the garden so we can sit in the garden. Because I haven't been out at all, except to go to hospitals and doctor's appointments. I think that's the same for a lot of people, isn't it? Hey? What a funny old state of affairs, eh? Right, now we're going to do these. Paul says, yes, we have the pencils. So we do have the sets of 12. Cool. So what we want to do now is the drop shadow on the pelmet. And we're going to put the colour here, like there. So it's on this side. Let me show you up close and see if you can see what I'm talking about. Let's have a look up close. Can you see where I've put the shadow? Just on one side. And then I think what I'll do is, when I get into the middle, or about here, I'll turn it and add the shadow to the other side. So it's like light in the middle. Yeah? Why not? Give it a go. Right. So, don't know yet. I'll have a look. So I wonder if that is, can you see it there, or is it better from above? Paul, let me know. Let's have a look. Dave took off at 5 o'clock this morning. Had a business meeting with some new suppliers. Manufacturing help we need. Yeah. It's all go. It's all go, you know, in our little world. It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? Just got to be grateful we're still here. I'm talking about the company now. Yeah. There. I'm going to keep it going that way. I might turn it round now. No. I'm going to keep it going the same way. I forgot. I was thinking about Dave going down to New Haven, hoping that he's okay. And I forgot to turn the light. All right. It's not important. I think what this is all about, this process, what this is all about is just concentrating, isn't it? So get a nice, dark, tight line. If I come in a bit tighter, maybe you can see a bit better. Now. When you're watching, can I ask a question? Now, are you watching on your phone? This would be really interesting for us to know, because we were talking about this yesterday, the team. Are you watching this, like when you watch us on the SHAC, are you watching on your phone, or are you watching on your iPad, like your tablet, or are you watching on your PC, or are you watching on your television? Phone, tablet, PC, or your smart TV? Let us know. And are you watching on YouTube, or are you watching on Facebook? That'd be really, really good for us to know, you know, because that's something that we cannot see. That's something we cannot see. Right, so now I'm going to tone it down a little bit. Tone it down a little bit with a light grey over the top, just to see. To get that shadow, drop shadow. See? Well, it looks good from my angle. I don't know whether it looks right from your angle, but that certainly worked. I want to get a bit of a wriggle on because I've got to stay focused, Grace. Grey. I don't want to rush, but by the same token, I do know that the bus is leaving Camelot today, and I'd like to at least give you a few pointers here and there. Doesn't that look nice? Yes, it does. Right, so we'll get that grey going. You can always titivate, can't you? Just coming down a bit further. Now, next thing, have you got a ruler and have you got a pencil? Just grab a ruler and a pencil for a minute, and let's change the... I already started a little bit here, just to remind myself of what we're doing. Take a pencil, just a light pencil line, and create a line there, and there, and there, and wherever else, so that you've got a background. Yeah? That's it. So there's a line here. Otherwise, they're floating, aren't they? So we'll give them a bit of a... Yeah, let's give them a bit of something anyway. Get your white pencil again. Let's get your white pencil. Let's do the background. And we're going to do some white from this line, the middle line. So you probably want to make a bit of a chisel. You know, when we do a bit of a flat, now you can either just flatten it on a piece of scrap like that, or take your sandpaper and get your flat. That's it. Here we are. Right, and then we're going to start from that line, and we're going up. There's that line there. I haven't forgot it in there. Okay, up we go. Using the flat of the... See, in that way, if you go right across, try not to hit the fella. There we go. Okay. It's a little bit of white, but you're not pressing too hard. You're not going to get stripes. You see, if you use the flat like a chisel, the trick here is to go really lightly and add a couple of layers so that you try not to get stripes. That's what you're trying to avoid. See if we can get a little bit of a white, like the clouds. Just get a bit of white going. Oh, hang on. What have I got under here? It's like the princess and the pea. Right, let's have a look. There we go. Just to put a bit of white in there. Okay. Calm. Hey, calm down. There you go. I'm very quiet today, sorry. The volume's fine, it's just me. I'm quite pensive today. Got things going on. Trying to resolve a few things. A couple of people are behaving weirdly. Got to sort it out. But there you go. Strange times. That's the way it is. Now, let's see. Good. So we've got the nice white. See, it just lightens the whole thing up, doesn't it? Hey? Whitens the whole thing up and lightens it up. Nice. That works. So we'll put that in there. And then, do you remember my old favourite, Warm Grey 2? Let's take that one out. Let's take Warm Grey 2 out and we'll just come down with Warm Grey 2. Just from in here now. Just add a little bit of depth from the top. It just softens it a bit. That'll do. Right. And then the base, I'm going to use that lovely grey. Just any grey will do. Let's put a little bit of grey underneath them now. Here we are. Okay. There we go. This will be fine. Just a bit of grey. Looks good. There we are. People, places and things. Nothing you can do about it. People are going to do what they're going to do. And they're going to... And you just have to go with it. You know? People, places and things. And I think at the moment, in these unprecedented times, I think people, they're not reacting as they might usually, you know? Emotions are running high. Now, so it's that soft side of the pencil. There we are. So you're just changing, just toning the background down a bit. And then we'll take a darker grey. So which one have I got here? Cold Grey 5. This will be good. Just need a little bit of a soft, just get a bit of a shadow. I like putting a little bit of shadow in. There. Just tones it down. And also under his feet needs to be standing on something. Hey? Oh, not that one. He's got his feet up there. So for the back feet. How's that look? There we go. I think one of the things that I learned a long time ago, getting philosophical now, doesn't matter what other people do. Doesn't matter what other people do, you know. I just need to always make sure that I never tire of doing the next right thing. And then that's a code for living, you know. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I've got to stand my ground. But in the main, my motto is never tire of doing the next right thing. And I brought my kids up to do that as well. You know, it serves them well too. Doesn't always work out, but at least I tried. Hey? Now, have a look. That looks good. See a little bit of shadow under there? And you can always add more, but let's just make sure that the horses are standing on the ground. There you go, at least with the back feet. That's nice. A bit of line like that. A little flick, flick. Cool, eh? Yeah. Very good. And then I was going to show you, have you got a gold pencil? I thought the gold one would be really, really good. So the largest majority of you, Paul says, are on the iPad or the tablet, followed by the phone and then the computer. And some people watch on both two devices at the same time. Right, let's get the gold going. Should we get the gold going? And we're going to do his armour. Because he's not knitted, is it? It's going to be metal. So we're going to do, I've done him in silver. Silver comes out really nice. See? So we can add layers of silver as well. And what's cool is, if you can see this, you can also add, shadow. You see, it's really good, you know. I'm impressed. So I've had metallic pencils before, but they don't work like this. Right, so I'm going to do him I've done him in silver, and I want to do him in gold. So let's take a look. I'm going to lean on this though, so I don't lean on the. Now, if you go over the black line, let's do layers. Let's do a layer, same as we did before. Layering. If you go over the black line, don't give it a second thought, because what we'll do is we can always jazz up the black lines afterwards. See where I made a horlicks of it? I was able to go in with the gold over the top and correct my horlicks. Right. Yeah, I mustn't forget to do his tail either. But let's do the metallic. Let's do his armour. Very cool, this is. Very cool. Once we've done that, what I'd like to do then is take my grey and put some shade in over the top of the gold, where I think shade would be. So I'm going to put a little bit of shade where I think there's going to be shade. See? Cool. There. That looks good. Shade there. Shade under his arm. Right, let's have a look. I've enjoyed Camelot and the whole vibe here. Because we've done so many different things, haven't we? We really have. It's been quite an outing, this one. Yeah. But I think it would be nice to settle into a little bit of less complex doodling next week, eh? How's that sound? Right, so we've got a little bit of shadow, black, over the top of the gold. That looks pretty cool. But then I think I might have a go with the gold over the top again, just to make it really, yeah. See, layers. That looks cool. So good. I wonder if this looks like on black. Now I want to know. Stay there a minute. See if I can. Okay. I wanted to know, and now I do know. Superb on black. Cool. Talk about opacity. Where's that other one? The third one. Beautiful on black, isn't it? Gotta know. Yeah. Really impressed with that. Where am I? Gold. Just adding a little bit of gold. So it's all about layers, isn't it? I think I'll put a bit of grey in this bit here. Let's have a look. Bit of gold. There. Nice. And then I need to do his colours. He's got orange there, so I think I'll do this one with the red flowing in the distance. So we'll do a bit of red. Here we are. Yeah. All good. It'd be lovely to see your work on Clarity Worldwide. When you've done your Camelot, do show us. And I'll speak to Grace and maybe we could make a little Camelot gallery, eh? I'll ask Gracie. She'll do that. Do you know, I speak to her every single day. My daughter in New York. every single day. And yesterday Mark was on the phone, my son, in California. They're having a right go at work. It's very difficult. He works in the electronics industry, you know, sort of Apple and all that kind of stuff, Fitbit, you know, and yeah, they're having a right time of it, trying to get parts. It's exactly what we're saying, you know. I was saying the other day, the aftermath of COVID, for some reason people will think it's over, but in industry, it's just starting. The aftermath, the repercussions. Right, so I'm not going to use a black now. Once I've decided that I've done enough colouring, if I've lost any of the black line art, I can take it back in again. I want to make that gold, that cross, I want to make that gold. This sign, this heraldry sign on his... Do you know, I was reading up about this at 5 o'clock this morning, and all about heraldry, and, you know, and apparently, a bit of information here, apparently, in medieval times, like here, because they wore such, in the battlefield, they wore armour, obviously, look, you couldn't see who you were. Obviously, in a jousting competition, you probably had a fair idea who your opponent was. But on the battlefield, you couldn't see who was coming at you. So what they did was they had like, it was like a code. And the symbols told your opponent or your colleagues even, you know, your team players, who you were, because you all looked the same in your armour. Nobody could see who you were. And so that's what they did. They had all these different signs which told you, oh, Arthur, Harold, Edward, he's on that horse. Yeah. So this whole heraldry and symbols and signs and all this pageantry stuff, it came from an identification process because you couldn't see who you were dealing with. Right, now I've done it in gold and I'm happy with it. I've done enough. Then what I'm going to do is go over the top of this with my black micron pen again. Here we go. Sometimes when it feels like I'm skating on the gold because it's really metallic. So what I'm doing is, if I feel that I'm losing the nib, look, I'm just coming over here, just so that you know what I'm doing. I'm just getting rid of any gold residual that's on the nib and just twisting it off, just to release it again. If you don't press very hard, it's actually fine. It just skates across the top. And breathe. Yeah, so I'm just pushing the black ink around, really. But it looks really dramatic against the gold. Here we are. Doesn't that look good? Now, I need a bit of input here. What colour are we making his pantaloons? Can we have a couple of ideas, please? While we're doing his tail, tell me what colour we're doing his trousers. There. That looks sharp, doesn't it? Wouldn't it make a nice postcard? That bit would. That on its own would. A nice picture. And then that on it, and then that would look pretty sharp too. I like this. See, I wasn't so keen on the horses until we coloured them in with metallics. Right, take that off, and I'm going to give my horse a white tail, a white and light grey tail. Yes, I am. Right, remember the old trick with the shading? Same sketch as the flags, isn't it? What we'll do is we'll add a little bit of white where we think the sun's going to hit it. And then we'll add a bit of grey where we think it's going to be a bit darker. Right, there's a good starting place, isn't it? Then I'll take that light grey that Julie kindly got me. And I'll just add the grey in there. There you go. And there. Right. Yeah. So then what we're going to do is add a little bit more depth. You just go a bit lighter. And like I said, if you go over the black line, which means you just did, then that's fine. All you're going to do is reintroduce the black line afterwards. That was pretty good. Have we decided what, because it's supposed to be white really, have we decided what colour his trousers are, his trousers? Any ideas, any contributions here? There. Nice. Yeah, so I thought for the summer, I thought maybe, because we're only just getting together on Mondays and Wednesdays, we'll have a couple of just natty little sessions, you know, like that are not too complicated. I think we need to keep it simple. I need to keep it simple. Yeah. And then maybe later on in the year, when we're out the woods and we know what's actually going on, yeah, then, do you know what I think? Then what I was going to say is, what we could do is go on one of those epic trips, like the big trip, something to look forward to, you know? Maybe we could go to India, you know, virtual, beautiful, go to India would be a wonderful place to go to. Gorgeous, you know? Or Australia, long way away. Yeah? So we could have one of those really lovely big, you know, like Africa, Japan expeditions in the SHAC bus. But for the next few weeks, maybe just do some more little tricks and tips, you know, keep it simple, keep it safe. I just feel that we do need to travel gently at the moment. I do. I'm not saying I'm losing it, but I think I'm losing it. I think I'm losing it, people. Right. They don't want to know that, Barbara. They don't want to know you're losing it. Okay, I'm not. Mommy. It's all right. It'll be fine. It is what it is. Right. So, got that. Is his trousers. I'm thinking, right, is a red and stripes. I don't know if I want to make him, you know, like a twofer. Should we give him stripes, or I'm going to keep these plain? But I am thinking that what I want to do is green, only because we've got two little flashes of green here. This is the artist in me, right? A little bit of green wouldn't go amiss, would it? And while I'm thinking of this, the next thing we've got to do is start thinking about the border, the frame. I've done a little bit, got ahead of you. But I think we've got to do the frame as well, because that's going to really make it lovely. And you know what we haven't done? We haven't done our family shields yet. Our heraldry symbols. Maybe we'll jump to them, eh? Let's do his trousers though. Trousers. What green am I using, did I hear you ask? Pick a green, any green. I'm using deep cobalt green because it happens to be what I had on the side. Should have checked it really. Yeah, that's quite a nice green actually. Right, here we go. Bit of shading under his rump. Have a look. I think green's quite good. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, happy with that choice. Thank you. Thank you for whoever said green. Yeah, ties in, doesn't it? Ties in lovely. Did I tell you we've decorated the downstairs loo? Well, I've told you now. Dave did it. Really nice. And we've done it in a really dark grey. It's a Farrow and Ball colour. It's called downpipe, like proper. It's even darker than that. It's that dark. That if I was a Farrow and Ball, it's like Payne's grey. Really, really blue-black. Nice. Yeah, and it doesn't make the loo look darker. It doesn't. Not against all the white paint and the white window ledge and what have you, and the white radiator. Well, it's not. No, it's black. Looks really good. And I was thinking that I'm going to turn it into a little gallery. And, you know, like frame a few pieces of artwork. And have I already told you this, or am I dreaming it? But anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm gonna frame some nice artwork and turn it into a little SHAC gallery. Yeah. And then I'll go and sit in there. That's what I'm going to do. Lock the door and stay in there. That's what blokes do, isn't it? Right. This looks really good with the gold, doesn't it? I might have to put a bit of dark grey, tone it down a bit. He looks like they've never been out. Come on, he's been to battle in these. He's going to give him a bit of tone down here. Right, bit of shadow under his rump. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Okay. I wonder what it would look like. Let me try something. I want to try something. If I take my rubber, my eraser pencil, that's right, I'm sharpening it. Let me just try something. If it doesn't work, I can always reintroduce the colour again. I just want to know what it would look like if I put some stripes, but not stripes, not coloured stripes, but took the colour out again, if you know what I mean. Let's have a look. It might look like rubbish. I might go, nah, that was wrong. Back it goes in again. Looks a bit weird. Let's have a look. Just take the stripes out. Okay, it's not over yet. It's not finished yet, but I don't want to rub it with my finger because I think that would be a mistake. Now, where though? Do you know I was on the telly on Sunday. I still haven't unpacked all the boxes. They're still up the other end of the counter. I haven't done that yet. I haven't managed to get to that yet. I've still got, behind the camera, a pile like that of all the stuff from the Sunday TV shows. I haven't got to it yet. I will though. It's all right. It is what it is. Got to get your priorities right, haven't you? Hey? I spoke to my brother this morning. He's put his back out really badly. And he who is head of Groovy production, it's great, isn't it? Poor bloke. He can hardly walk. Well, he can't walk. There you go. He can hardly move. What do I think? Do I like this? So I had a long chat to him. He's out of action. One man down. Man down. Poor bloke. I don't know. I'm not sure. I might put it back in again now. A little bit lighter, but not as dark. Yeah, it's not bad. Right. Jury's out. See, the good news is if you don't like it, you could go back and change it, can't you? So we've done Le Cheval. Do you like them? I quite like them, you know. I reckon if we were having a jousting tournament, this would make a very respectable poster, wouldn't it? I reckon. What's that, I see? I need an assistant. You need an assistant, Barbara. Paul is my assistant, Pat. And this is the truth. Paul and I always worked together. And then when COVID hit, we couldn't, right? So Paul, since then, has been at factory number 2. My brother and Dave have been at factory number 1. And Barbie has been here. Yeah. Now we're down a man over there. And Paul's going up to Peterborough. And we're all scrambling. So that's why I'm a little bit distracted today. And yes, you're absolutely right, Pat. I do need an assistant. And his name is Paul Church. But he's got to go to television and do that. So today, my assistant is in Peterborough. Aren't you, Paul? Paul says I lost it years ago. Merci beaucoup. I love you too, Paul Church. Yeah. It's just one of those days where it's all coming in, you know, like, and I'm struggling, as you can tell, to stay on an even keel. But as long as I focus on the artwork, it's actually doable. Right, so we've done him and we've done him. Now, let's have a look. We've done the awning, the awning. We've done the awning, the pelmet. I wonder if this comes out when it's warm. Do you know what we should do before we forget? Should we put Camelot in here? Come on, let's get your calligraphy hat on. Get your calligraphy hat on. Put it on a bit of scrap first. So you know how big it's got to be when you measure it. So have you got you could always put a banner down here. If you haven't got a square like that, well, hello, come on. Roz, you know this one now. Hey, cool, we've done these. But you could put one of these in there, couldn't you? I love doing these. Right, there you go. And you could put that there, or whichever way you fancy. We've got loads of them. And then you could write Camelot in there, couldn't you? Air writing, because you know it's got to fit, right? Camelot. Yeah, like that. Or put it in here. I've already had a little practice. Where did I write it? I was trying to decide what sort of writing I was going to go with. See? And I was thinking that a nice kind of, let me just check, 2 inches. I've got a little gap of 2 inches there. 2 inches. There you are. And then, right? If you write Camelot out, let's have a look down here. Sorry, I'm off the page here. If you write Camelot out, we want to centre it. Centering trick. To write it in here so that it's not left heavy or right heavy, we'll find out what the middle letter is. So we've got Camelot. So we've got 3 here and 3 there, and E's in the middle. So you start with E in the middle. Okay, let's do it really lightly. Get the position right. So E, bang in the middle. Agreed? All right. Okay. E. And then we'll go L. And then we'll go M. Mel. I spoke to Mel this week. And then we go A. O. T. C. There you go. Camelot. Fits like a glove. C. A. M. E. L's a little bit loose, isn't it? O. T. Camelot. Bit heavy up this end. Right. I'm going to tighten it up. Put the E over a bit. The M, and they're bigger letters. Right. E's a bit further over. Put the E over here. So that gives the camel. Now, have you ever realised that there's a camel in Camelot? I hadn't realised that. I didn't know there was a Mel in Camelot, and I didn't realise there was a camel in Camelot. There you go. All the times I've seen and heard and read that word, and I never realised there was a camel in Camelot. Staring at me. Camelot. Right. Okay, that'll do. Now we want to make this writing a bit medieval. I know if I put a dot in there, that looks that on its own, doesn't that look like something from a film? Because I was thinking about taking the T and turning it into a sword, and I thought, well, that's a little bit cheesy, really. It's a bit Walt Disney, isn't it? It's obviously like Excalibur, you know, a bit too much of that, really. And also, it wouldn't fit. But if you put a little dot in there, straight away, that looks like a kind of a. And then you can make a couple of double lines. You know, that kind of, that cheese. There you are. Right, Camelot with double, no, not like that, Gray. I know what I need there in that a dot. That's what's missing. I bet if you do that with a dot in it, or is the dot underneath? I wish I'd looked this up beforehand. Dot. There, it's underneath. I remember now. There, that looks like it. Camelot. Nice. Right, time to pen it. In for a penny, in for a pound and all that. In for a pen, in for a pound. See if it fits. Right, ready? Nice. Dot. Double line. Camel. Suddenly, Camelot has a whole other... takes on a whole other meaning when you isolate camel, doesn't it? Crazy. Yeah, doesn't that look like a Camelot? There you go. Looks good. I like it. There. Now, next thing, you can see here that I've been looking at what to do with these borders, because this is what's going to tie the whole thing in, is this edging around the outside. If I look, I could either go white with black and white, or I could go silver with black over the top, or gold over the top. And I looked to decide which one to go with before I do it, you see. But the best part of all of this is you can change it. If you don't like what you do, you can actually change it. So what I'm going to go with, I've just got a feeling, indecision. I used to suffer from indecision, and now I'm not sure anymore. I'm going to go with white. I've got this thing that white's going to be the easier one to go over if I decide I want to go silver afterwards. So what I'm going to do is put the white in along here. Let's just put white in. We'll do this edge. Go all the way along. I mean, if you wanted this to be seriously white, which I'm not that. This is supposed to be the medieval tapestry, so, you know. But if you wanted it to be really, really white, then you could always use a white Posca pen, couldn't you? Like, go for it, right? Paint pen. Do the white. Do you remember we did it with these, when we did the little houses? The Christmas houses. When we did the fields, and you did all the white, didn't you? First, and then you went back in with but we did it with the Posca pens to make it really look like snow. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a white pen, there is nothing to touch this thing. Nothing. Not on the market. Look. That is what I call serious white. Yeah. Serious white. Paul, you can come back now. There. See? Very, very white, isn't it? And I haven't even warmed it up yet. One liner from Ken. Jousting on a camel, the knights would get the hump. Ken, you're incorrigible. Paul, there you are. Ken. Cool. Yeah, very good. Very good pens. You know, we're always looking as crafters for that white pencil or pen that does the snowflakes perfectly over an inky sky. And I mean, in 30 years, it's taken me that long. I don't think they've been around that long, have they? Well, they wouldn't have. I would have discovered them. But these paint pens from Mitsubishi are the ones. Nothing to touch them. And you can get them fat as well. You get wide ones. Yeah. They're very, very good. When are we going to start Christmas then? When are we going to start Christmas, my friends? Are we going to have a little Christmas card making session? Do you fancy that? I mean, tell me when. What month do you reckon we should start? Doesn't that look nice, just white? Doesn't that look good, just white? What do I think? Or am I going to go black, 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 black? Oh, decisions. I think this would look pretty good. See, I'm just throwing ideas out there so that you can finish your work. Let me get rid of the pencil work around Camelot, because I reckon this would look pretty cool in white as well. You know? Yeah. Just a bit of white in there, eh? Sometimes less is more, isn't it? In fact, mostly less is more, I think. Right, bullseye. The O. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm trying to decide is whether or not I do a black and white one of these. And if I do, so you do the white first, and then you go in like this. When in doubt, hang about. And I'm not sure, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it in my own time. And when my tapestry is finished, I'll post it on Facebook, Clarity Worldwide with yours. And then by then I'll have made my mind up whether I want to do that or not. I'm still not. The jury's out on this one. Let's have a look now. What's the time? No way it isn't already. Right. I want to do, let's do the edges here. Let's do one of these bits. We've drawn all these. We just haven't coloured them in yet. Get your white again. And this time, all these little leaves, put a little flash of white where you think the light's going to hit. The light's coming down, so the white's going to hit this area all the time. Put the white in first. This is going to look so pretty when it's done. Let's just do one section, and then you can go all the way around. Right, one section, white, 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 white. Quite pressing, quite hard. And then I'm going to take the white again, and just lightly, I'm going to go around the back of the doodle. Okay? So just do a bit of white around the doodle. I mean, everybody's frame is going to be different. I should be intrigued to see what you do with your frames. But I'm quite partial to making this look like wrought iron. Yeah? That's what I'm going to try and do. So it's a bit thin at the moment. So then I'm going to take my grey. I've got my greys, my different grey scales, and I want to take the middle one, and I'm going to, let's stick to the leaves first. And where you've put the white, it will create a resist. When you go in with the dark grey now, it won't go where you've put the white. It blocks it, which is a really easy way to go. That's why I said do the white bit first. Okay. Here we are. So even when you go over it, it's pretty cool. Right, and then when you've done that, there. So we're getting that really nice contrast now. So we've done that, and then I'm going to take my light grey, and what we want to do, actually I need a dark grey. What we're going to do now is add a kind of a calligraphy swirl to that single line. Let's add a bit of depth. So it comes round there like that. Just add a bit of swirl where there's enough room to. So it's like wrought iron, it's twisting. And you can do that. You can do that with a black pen, or you can do it with a pencil. It's whatever you fancy. See how that one there, you can see I did it with a pen and then I filled it in with silver. Different. And then this one here, I did it with a pen and then I filled it in with grey. And this one here, I've just done it with a pencil. So you can see all the different possibilities. There are so many different ways to do this. It's up to you. So now if you want to, get a bit more grey, get the light grey going as well, where you've got your calligraphy bend. There we go. There should be a little bit one up there as well, I think. And then take your pen, your micron pen, and then add the calligraphy swirl. So I'm going to go around the outside of that grey like that. And then I'm going to go around the outside of that grey. There we are, you see. So what you're doing is you're creating the wrought iron now. Round we come. Nice. So you're building your wrought iron. See? And then the best bit, once you're happy with the amount of white you've done, then take your, I like this look as well, just dots, like panel beating. There, just do black dots here and there. And that looks, when you do the whole thing like this, it looks really very, very, very authentic. So cool. There you are. Nice. So that'll be nice. Now, if you want to add silver, you can add silver. You want to add white, you can add white. But I'm going to kind of go less colour on the borders, only because, yeah, I think I am, you know, because I think it, yeah, you can see what I'm doing here. If this is all white, grey and silver, that's where I'm going. This is all going to be white, grey and silver. And then it makes the middle more interesting, I think. It makes it pop more. It's not too busy. Wait, see if I come out a bit. Let me just come out a little bit. Where's that button? There we are. So you can see now, if this is all white, and we could still put a nice, drop a bit of grey around the edge. So in here, on the inside, I need a lighter grey than that. It's going in a little bit too radical, Barbara. See, I can put a little bit of grey on the inside here. Just get a bit of a depth going first. There you go. And then once you've done a little bit of grey, let me just show you on this side how good this looks. So we've done a bit of grey on that side. Just trying to age it a bit, aren't we? Age it a bit, that's all. There, see? Then we're going with the darker grey. And we're going to stay as close to that edge as we can. There we are. There. And you see how you can get a really nice contrast. When you make a grey or a dark grey next to a white, it makes the white whiter. It's the highlights and the lowlights trick again, isn't it? See, the darker I go around the outside of this white tube, the brighter that white will get. You see it's popping as soon as I'm doing it, you know? So there you go. And we didn't get to do our crests. So there's something. What's the time? 2 minutes. If we were to just talk about it for a minute, right? Let's have a look. We could, for example, we could have a look at a shield for a family crest. And we could decide on the shape. I'm not going to do it on my best one. You could make a shield. We should be dab hands at these, like that. Okay, for example, I'm coming in tight now to show you this. So have a shield like that. And then decide what, if you had a phrase, what phrase would represent your family? What would best represent your family? For me, I know that mine would be one day at a time. Okay, one day at a time would be what would best represent my family. So I'm going to make a shield that's maybe in 4 parts like that. Yeah, I'm going to make a shield in 4 parts, and I'm going to draw it, right? And I'm going to put, there's going to be a banner, and it's going to be, when I've drawn it, before I go there, I'm going to do one of those banners like that, like we did, you know, one of those ones with the swirl, right? So that's going to be my banner. Yes, it is like that, and it's going to say one day at a time across it, right? And then that's going to be my banner. I'm designing it now, and then the shield will be a lot bigger than this, okay? But it's going to be 4 parts, and the 4 parts are going to include my business, something to represent my business. It may be a pencil. There's going to be pets. I'm going to put my pets in. My hobbies. So there's going to be a pottery, something to do with pottery. Let me call it a hobby for you. A hobby, whatever it is, right? So it's going to be the business, the pets, the hobby, and so I've got a business, I've got profession, the pets, the hobby, and where do you come from? What's your country? Your location. That's going to be what I'm going to put in my family crest. Yeah. So that's it. Shield. Split into 4. One day at a time. In one of those lovely scrolls. I'm going to do that. Be a nice scroll. Okay. Might be one of those that comes around the bottom. That will look good. And then I'm going to have my pets, my business. Got to think of some sort of signs for this. Hey, what else did I say? Pets, business, hobbies. That'd be pottery, I guess. And my country of origin. Oh, well, there you go. So there's 4 different things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what I'm going to do. And I may blog about this. If you fancy having a go at this, I might do a blog about it at the weekend and do a little bit of research. And we could even download some little emojis or some little symbols that you could use. And just in time, the neighbour's got his strimmer out. Thank you so much. All aboard the bus. We're going to leave Camelot now. We're going to leave Camelot now because it's getting a little bit noisy. Thank you for your company. Now, don't forget, at 6 o'clock tonight, Paul's going to be on his way up to Peterborough now, getting everything ready. Big anticipation for the 6 o'clock launch of Clever Josie's lovely plates. And there's that big A4 square plate as well. So that'll be fun. And other than that, I shall see you the next time on Monday. And we're going to be doing the Marina Fedotova postcards. So I hope I see you there. Lots of love, stay safe, and enjoy the sunshine. Bye-bye now. No, wrong glasses. I can't even see the screen. Oh, that's better.